Good morning, everyone. So today our topic will be going to talk about the movie of Inside Out. So my teammate is Shirley. Both of us are going to talk about this. So let's start with the storyline. So Inside Out, the main character of this movie is there is an American girl named Riley. So she's an 11 years old girl, and she have a cheerful. She's a really cheerful and goofy child. So she's the one who is shown struggling with the move of a family from some place to San Francisco. So this movie is basically talking about her inner battle to cope with such a huge change in her life through the eyes of emotions. So there are joy, sadness, disgust, fear, and anger. So looking inside her mind, the audience get to know how Riley is able to process the information of the world around her. So in this movie, we have chosen two characters. So the second one is sadness. So I will be talking about Joy. So she is a yellow emotions. So she's also the main emotion out of the five that living inside in the mind of Riley. There are fear, anger, disgust, and sadness. So the character of Joy, she is always appear to be happy all the time and full of energy. So as we know that she is a really smart girl, cheerful, hyperactive, and she will keep everyone moving and happy. So she represents the part of Riley that are starting to change, and she also may be the one who are the most positive one among all the emotions out there. So for Joy, I've chosen two theories that can relate to this movie. The first one is Carl Jung theory and Erik Erikson theory. So let's start with Carl Jung theory. So the first one, I'll be talking about archetype. So Joy is not always cheerful. So if you watch this movie, you will probably notice that Joy is not always cheerful. And there are some moments the Joy also cry, and she also have fear. So she also experienced sadness. So Joy is like the little girl who brings, like she helps to operate, and she also has her own belief system based on her own experience. So because that she also has her own archetype. So yeah. The next one I will be talking about the psychological type, which is thinking and feeling. So I will be start with thinking. So the example are when the colors bing bong brings joy and sadness to the abstract thought. Joy know that she cannot follow bing bong with a blind confidence. This is because that she thinks logically, so she know about that. So yeah, she cannot follow it. So the next one is feeling. So dream production made a nightmare of negative things happen on that day. So Joy helps to turn off the dream and play on with a happy memory where Riley is skating with her family. So yeah, she knows that Riley having a nightmare, so she helps to turn the nightmare into a good memory for Riley. So last one is extraversion. As we know that she is a really outgoing girl, so she will keep everyone happy, especially Riley. When she felt down, sad, she's really a positive, optimistic, and she will find fun in every situation. Next, Erik Erikson's theory. So Erik Erikson's theory, I will be talking about psychosocial development. So she have been going through trust and mistrust, autonomy and vs shame and doubt, and the initiative vs guilty, industry and inferiority. And the last one would be identity and role confusion. So the last point about identity and role confusion, in this stage, Riley must work to figure out what kind of person and what she's going to want to be. Yeah. And let's back to the first point about trust and mistrust. So there are scenes that the parents really give full attention on her, and autonomy vs shame and doubt. So this will be there is also a scene that the parents bring her out to play. Yeah, so initiative and goal. So this will happen in her preschool time. And industry and inferiority will be in her primary school time. Yeah, so that's all for me. So now I will pass it to Shirley.
So now I will talk about the characteristic of sadness. So sadness is a very negative and hard to positive girl. She always sees the negative side of everything. She also very insecure, but she is very thoughtful, caring, and smart. So now I want to talk about the Horney theory that can be related to sadness. So the first is basic anxiety. Basic anxiety is a universal feeling of loneliness and helplessness. The example of this characteristic, the example of basic anxiety is sadness is lack of confidence to claim she has the right idea. Next is securing affection and love from others. Joy hands the core memory to sadness, and it all turns to sad memory. The third one is being submissive. The example is sadness keep warning Joy about the dangers of taking ping pong shortcut, but nobody listens to her. The fourth one is attaining power and feeling superior. The example of this is sadness take charge in order to get really back to her parents. The second theory is neurotic trends. Neurotic trends is a neurotic behavior or trend of a person. First is compliant personality. They see themselves as inferior. In one of the scenes, Joy tries to get Sadness come back with her, but Sadness thinks that really doesn't need her, and Sadness just cries her eye out and run away from Joy. The second one is aggressive personality. Sadness always complains a lot, as she always saying she's too sad to do anything or walking. The third personality is detached personality. The characteristic of detached personality is moving away from people. As we can see in most of the scenes, Sadness just hang around with Riley and being kind of a bummer. The third theory is idealized self-image. So basically, self-image is an idealized picture of oneself. So idealized self-image has two. The first one is realistic self-image. The characteristic of realistic self-image is realistic appraisal of abilities. The example is Sadness is very intelligent and thoughtful. She has deep empathy and compassion for others and troubles. The second self-image is neurotic self-image. The characteristic is it leads to denial of self. The example is Sadness finds herself very unhelpful and feel desperate that why she can't get herself see things as same as Joy. As I have said in the previous slide, Sadness always sees things in negative way. The other theory is George Kelly theory's corollaries. So I just choose some of the corollary to present. The first is construction corollary. In one of the scenes, Sadness said that she can only harm Riley. So it is very positive lah. The second one is individuality corollary. Sadness said she feels better about things after crying or feeling sad. Then the other corollary is range corollary. Joy leaves Sadness behind in order to make Riley happy. So Sadness can only watch Joy falls into the memory dump. The fourth corollary is modulation corollary. Initially, Sadness doesn't feel like doing anything, but eventually she tried her best to do everything for Riley. The fifth corollary is sociality corollary. When Riley's friend Bing Bong feels dejected after losing his wagon, it is sadness empathic understand that helps him recover. That's it.
So